Are you looking for peace of mind at your doorstep? Look no further. With the Blink Video Doorbell, your home's entrance is always within your control. Check out the link in the video description to learn more and get your Blink Video Doorbell on Amazon. Your home is in your hands.
A Brit who spent 22 months locked up in a desert hellhole prison in Dubai has described his terrifying ordeal, warning people to never go there. David Hay, the ex-managing director of Leeds United, has claimed he was raped while on the floor in his cell and saw a man tortured to death by having his throat stamped on. The abuse Hay says he faced included being punched, tasered, hit with a broom handle, and torched during his incarceration at Brit Dubai police station. The then football boss was accused of channeling money into his own accounts by the club's Dubai-based owners, a charge he continues to label trumped up. He said his shocking experience could have been repeated in the recent high-profile case of Irish air hostess Tori Towie, who was threatened with jail after she was charged with drinking alcohol and trying to take her own life after having allegedly suffered domestic abuse. Now Mr. Hay has spoken to Mail Online to reveal how his experience in Dubai's prisons left him suffering from PTSD, nightmares, and flashbacks. He said, "I went from running a football club to lying on the floor of a prison cell, being raped. When I heard them say, 'We kill Brits here,' I just thought it was them trying to scare me. I saw someone who was killed in front of me, because he was being tortured. They dragged him to one area, and I could hear them beating him, and they brought him back, and he fell down next to me, and they stood on his throat." When asked about why the police carried out the alleged torture methods, Mr. Hay said, "To get confessions. Some of them use it because they are evil people and because they can. They take them out to the desert, put a bag over their head, put a gun to their head, and they do it for sadistic fun." He was arrested in May 2014 after flying to the UAE for a meeting with the club's former owner's Gulf Financial House, GFH, in Dubai. Mr. Hay, who led the negotiations for GFH's takeover of Leeds United in 2012 from businessman Ken Bates, believed the meeting was about setting up a private equity investment house. But instead he was confronted by a local police officer who accused him of an irregularity with a check. He was then taken to a police station where he attempted to repay the small amount of money owed, but then found himself locked up on a false charge. Hay said that the conditions of his cell were filthy with raw sewage leaking onto the floor. He said, "Unsanitary doesn't do it justice. There isn't any toilet paper. The food you get has no nutritional value. They wouldn't give it to animals here. When I was there we believed it was drugged with some chemical to subdue people. The toilets are just buckets outside filled with dirty water with flies around which you have to scoop out with your hands. There is no toilet to sit on. There are holes in the floor, no cleaning fluids provided because they can be used for poison. There are 5 or 6 times more people in it than there should have been." But Mr. Hay is not the only Western tourist or expat who has been locked up alongside dangerous criminals in unsanitary, cramped cells. In many cases it has been claimed that prisoners in Dubai are not charged but are instead forced to confess to a crime while in custody. Conditions in the jails were brought sharply into focus after it emerged that Irish air hostess Tori Towie could have faced the inside of a prison cell this week. Travel restrictions on her have since been lifted, allowing her to return home following frantic diplomatic efforts. Mr. Hay has now revealed about how Ms. Towie escaped horrors that I don't think anyone reading this will understand. He said, "It's degrading for the men, but even more so for the women. They are kept separate from the men, but they are in the same jail, just in the next building. I tried to take my own life when I was there. If you push that you are suicidal you will end up in a very bad mental institution, even worse than the jail. You are treated as if you are a criminal. The process that she would have to go through, even if she was mentally strong, is horrendous." Mr. Hay also spoke about how the legal system in Dubai seems to be stacked in the man's favor, with police officers choosing to believe him over women. He told The Sun Ms. Towie was lucky to be released as quickly as she was. "I'd say 90% of people in Dubai are unknowing."